Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a traveler's notebook layout titled Harbor. I'll be scrapping this photo, and I'm working with the digital version of the collection By the Sea by Carta. This layout is based on sketch number 26, which is a silhouette cut template that is available as freebie at MistyHilltops.com. And there are a number of freebies available for download, so if you haven't done it, go check it out. So this layout is just, I'm not using any mixed media for once, and it's just putting down some paper strips and paper pieces. So I have already gone ahead and run a card all around the edges of each piece of paper so that the edges get roughened, and so that gives each paper nice dimension. Now you see me here, I'm putting down this piece of paper and it goes across both pages, which means I have to be careful to align the pages perfectly so that they won't be offset in some way when they are cut apart later. So after I put down this circle or this other paper piece, then I can put down the circle and all the other pieces of paper that come along. And so this is based on a template. I'm just following the template there. I actually use this template to clip these digital papers to, and then just cut them by hand because they're simple rectangles. And the circle I use one of my die cuts because it also gives it a faux stitching around and it gives it some nice dimension. So it's just a bunch of papers that get clustered together, and I have to check with my template every once in a while to see where I meant to put these individual papers. And you can download this template as well as many others on my blog MistyHilltops.com, and you can use them for traveler's notebook layouts as well as any other kind of layout. You can make them bigger, smaller. You can use it as a 12 by 12 layout and just enlarge it accordingly. So then I have these little paper flags that will go, and some things that go behind the photo. So I'm not ready yet to glue down the photo yet because there are embellishments and pieces that go behind the photo, and for that I have to be aware. So this is actually one of the things that it goes on this tag, so I decided to glue that down. And now I can glue down the paper flags, but notice I only put glue on part of the flag because I still want it to come off the page a little bit, like pop off. And so I only put glue on the top part of the paper flag, and then I think I have everything that needs to go behind the photo glued down. And so now the photo itself can go, and I'm aware I don't want the photo to go across the two pages, so I use the line that goes through the middle there as a guideline. And then it's time to cluster up. I like clustering, and I like to add embellishments. So this is a mixture of embellishments actually. Some of them are part of that come with the ephemera pack with that collection by Carta By the Sea, and some of them are just stamps that I have in my stash. They're just nautical ocean kind of stamps that I stamped and then colored. Usually I use colored pencil. I don't work well with marker style pens. I think they make it too strong. So anyway, then I also have some word art. Now for this page I'm mostly using the word art that comes with a kit, the collection. Often in my layouts I use my own word strips that I create, and then they're actually also available as freebies on my blog in PDF version, or you can just print it on cardstock and then cut it out and use it on your pages and projects. But in this case I think I use very little of those word strips. The word strips that I'm using so far are all part of the collection, and I'm adding a few more items that come from the collection, like this starfish star, and then there's this crab, and I can't decide where I want to put it, so I put it aside for now. and think about where I want to put it later. And then I want to put the title in the bottom corner there, and I'm using a stencil that I have. It's an alpha stencil, and I'm using a watercolor pencil. And I do that on purpose because I will watercolor this title afterward. So I'm just drawing the title, and I'm starting on the right side because I want to start where the page ends, at the edge of the page, and then move toward the middle of the page with each letter that I add to the title. And then I just run it along the stencil there, each part, and then I'll use a brush to brush it with some watercolor, and then I will add more. Now I'm closing, actually, because it's a stencil, you know, they have these parts that are where the letter is incomplete, and I'm just closing those parts. And now I'm using a brush. It has water inside, and so I'm using a brush, and I'm actually still taking color from the tip of the pencil to add. And so I run this along the letters and make sure it looks nice and uneven and not perfect. I don't want it to look perfect. I want it to look watercolory. So I'm not looking for a perfect look of the letters, but they can be a little uneven and look like they've been watercolored onto the page. So I like this technique with the watercolor pencil and the stencils because I can easily write in a pretty font, but then still make it look all like it's watercolored. So I probably will run back and forth across some of the letters a little more. That's what I do, just to make sure it really looks not too even. And then you see me, I just go across with just a little bit of residual color there, and just go across so that it's just even more, has like a wiped or foggy feel to it. Then I'm finished with this page, and I just flip it around to cut the one piece that is there that goes across the two pages. And then I decide there's still a little more residual color to give a little more, just some random swipes across the page. Give it a little tiny tone. Not sure if you can see it in the light here, but it's visible on the actual page. So just adding a little dab of color to the page so it's not just all regular, just white background there. And that's this page done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.